But I want to turn to someone who is got boots on the ground not only for SuperTalk, but also there in Jones County. Yesterday we heard from Mr. Gerald Wade, whose family was affected by the storm. You may remember his photo with the pound cake. And he mentions a couple of churches that are up and running and are good relief places for you to send funds or connect with. So joining you here on Good Things is Luke Johnson. You may know his name and his voice because he is also the co-host of the Eagle Hour, which comes on right before Good Things on certain stations. But he's also a devoted member of First Baptist Church of Ellisville, and they are taking donations for the tornado relief funds, and they're already putting them to work. Because, Luke, when I called you earlier to confirm our conversation here on Good Things, I caught you in the middle of having a conversation with a man at Lowe's about some wood. So I'm assuming you are already doing some of the delivery of relief work, correct?
What a beautiful day to tarp roofs, Rebecca. I'll tell you that much. It's feeling awesome outside. Yeah, I was just leaving Laurel, and people at Lowe's and several other businesses are really helping us up. I'm headed back to downtown Soso, where we're staging at First Baptist Church Soso, and then we'll be delivering supplies to the Hebron community, to the Matthews community, and then to Moss community. Those are really the four big places in Jones County and right on the Jasper County line that were severely impacted this past Sunday with this storm.
So, Luke, correct me if I'm wrong, are you the pastor there at First Baptist Church Ellisville, or a pastor?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as soon as you heard that you're really close neighbors, and this is just how Mississippi responds, and but you guys, when we say neighbors, you really are their neighbors. How long did it take your church to sort of assess the situation and figure out how to best help?
Well, actually, I'm my church is in South Jones County, but I live in North Jones County, so we were in a closet when it came through. Our house was spared, but we immediately got out. One of our church members was in Hebron, and we had probably 12 to 15 men on the ground within an hour, and we spent probably 6 hours Sunday night cutting people out, clearing roads. It was amazing, the community that came out. But yeah, I mean, all this happened within 2 miles of where I sleep at night. And one of my best friends in the world, P.J. Weeks, is the pastor at First Baptist Soso. And so we started Sunday night organizing, and Monday morning really early, we started sending out assessment teams. And it has been extraordinary how many people have come in, and we've been feeding a lot of people at Soso. We've been feeding people in the Matthews community at Pleasant Home Baptist Church, out in Hebron at Hebron Baptist Church. And Gerald Wade that you mentioned yesterday, he was my high school soccer coach. I was with them the other day, and it's just as much as the devastation of the storm, as destructive as it was, and there's really no words to put that on it unless you've just been standing there and just seeing the aftermath of it. The outpouring has even been greater. It has been absolutely amazing to see how people have responded. And the week following Easter, the way for us just to, as we, in our different places Sunday, sang the hope of Christ's resurrection, we were able to display that hope. And so many people have been picking us up this week with the hope that they brought in from the outside.
Which, and I know anytime you talk about relief efforts and having to completely rebuild someone's life, I mean, it can be gone in 2 minutes, I think they say, or less for a tornado to create that kind of destruction. But it's going to take years in terms of some of these families to get, back what they lost. And then you can never take back loss of life, which I know there was because of the Easter storms. But what do you guys need? I mean, because right now, too, we feel a little helpless or hopeless, Luke. Mississippi's known for rolling up their sleeves and getting out there and helping, but some of us are weary of that right now for different reasons with COVID-19. So how can we best help you continue to help your neighbors there in Jones County?
And that was the governor came to Soso the other day, and that's been the challenge. When we're feeding people and when we're out, we're trying to follow these guidelines, but we're having to roll up our sleeves. We're just having to wear a mask while we do it. So there's really two fronts, or really three fronts that people can help. The first is we do need people to come in, and we need chainsaw gangs. We need people from the outside, particularly if you have big equipment. And I'm talking, skidders. I'm talking, tractors to be able to move logs. The problem is during this, we need to coordinate that. And so that what we're doing right now, what we've been doing the last few days, people have been out on the ground assessing. And so we're set up at First Baptist Soso. Jones County Baptist, our disaster relief is running through there. I'm there. Pastor P.J. Weeks is there. And so anybody that comes on the outside, they need to contact us. And probably when we get off, Rebecca, I can shoot you all my social media stuff.
Yeah.
And people can connect, through even SuperTalk Laurel because, I'm with the Eagle Hour every day. And they can reach out through me because what's happening is a lot of these places on the ground, we don't have phones. We only have cell phones. So, I'll send you that contact and people can reach out to me on Facebook, Luke Johnson, on Twitter, Luke_Johnson1. They can reach out to me and we can be able to start contacting. So we can, on that front, we're in need of chainsaw gangs from the outside. We're in need of big equipment. On the financial front, we're in the process of setting something bigger up. But right now, people can go to firstbaptistellisville.com, firstbaptistellisville.com. That's my church. You can give, and when you give, designate it, memo it to Tornado Relief. Everything that is given, this is what's like literally I'm about to go drop supplies in the Matthews community. One of my buddies out there, Justin Holyfield, he's a pastor. He's got a crew. I'm literally going to go, these strips that I'm bringing from Lowe's, I'm handing it to him. He's going up on a roof and tarping. So all this stuff that comes in financially is going to go straight out, meeting people where they're at. And, we've been asked about food. We're good on food right now. We're good on clothes. There's some things that are happening that we'll be announcing later in a few days about doing that. But it is just the biggest thing, Rebecca, is it is a celebration of how people, even in the midst of an outbreak, have come together. So we need equipment, we need chainsaw gangs, and if you want to give financially, you can do that also.
Well, Luke, I'll make sure that anything that you provide for me, I will get it into the Good Things Facebook group and get it out in that respect. But you also mentioned SuperTalk Laurel's Facebook page as well, is where they can go to learn or to ask. Because I know, again, in the worst of times, Mississippi's people, we rise up and we help in the best ways that we possibly can. And even if we can't, get out there the way we would want to, we can still at least meet those financial needs or get the word out for those people that have that type of equipment. Well, Luke, you're welcome back anytime on Good Things to give us an update or to shout out for more. You are definitely in our hearts and in our prayers. And it's so good to see that, there's still some light at the end of this unfortunate tornado tunnel.